Hello? Hello. My name's Willy. Hey. Mike and Jane. Good to meet you. Oh, darn dang it. I left my drink somewhere. Maybe in the bathroom. I'll be right back. No, you guys are comfortable. Don't worry about that. Yeah, we live on the road so long. We miss home. We bring it with us. We started February 27th with, I forget where we were, somewhere around Cleveland. And we saw this antique store, and kind of antiquers in our spare time. But we were really broke, so we had to antique wisely. And there was a really good antique store, and I was like, oh yeah, we could have just antiqued the whole thing right here. But there was this corn-husked goose. It was for $20, and I looked at Dr. Jared Scott, my tour manager. I'm like, do you know how hard it is for me to walk away from this goose? And he's like, yeah, I know, man. But he took a picture of it, and he sent it to our best friend, Tom. He's all, and we get back in the van. He's like, you got to get the goose. And he's like, I'm getting the goose. And then here we have everything else. It started, we just gathered everything since February, and this is our living room. Thanks for coming to my living room. I give it to Willie Carlisle. We'll meet back up with him in Texas. The goose will be back. I'm from a town called Knights Ferry, California, Oakdale, California. Oakdale's like the big city. And Knights Ferry is like Bishop Hill. Population 99, 98 since I left. But I wrote a song about it because people are like, I don't know. I imagine, where's Bishop Hill? I'm like, well, you know, if you take the 5, you get tired of saying stuff like that. So I wrote a song called Life is Beautiful, and it's this is where I'm from. It's an old baseball glove. It's my granddaddy's knife. It's a good pair of boots. It's a farmer's wife. His brother's chugging beers. It's a Steve McLean song. His chief singing towns. He's singing all night long. It's a good road to Tillin'. It's that 5-pound bass. It's an old bluebird school bus. It's my sweet baby's laugh. And it's a hard-working day. leather belt. It's a 69 Dodge, it said Grape Vineyard Silt. It's that pasture at dawn. It's that worn out old barn. It's a good flat top hat, your overalls tattered and torn. And it's a good sipping whiskey. It's that smoky old bar. It's a banjo from Bob and it's Jim's old guitar. It's a river so cold. It's Benny's homemade wine. It's old folks in love still drinking side by side. And it's buckets of joy. It's that little pinch of sorrow. It's us singing in the streets like we're all dying tomorrow. It's playing catch with my boy. It's that chicken fried steak, or maybe a pork tenderloin around here. It's everything sacred, it's that what it's I got your back, brother. I couldn't rhyme tenderloin for a second. It's I got your back, brother. It's whatever it takes. I gotta keep myself on the razor's edge. It's that pretty, pretty girl. It's my wiffle ball team. Good, pretty much undefeated till we started playing Cincinnati. Dirtbags, they're really good. Cincinnati. We play this tournament every year. Boy, they're good. But I'm good. I think my ERA is about 0.9. Yeah, ask him. It's everything sacred, it's that slow-moving dream. They like to argue a lot, too. You ask me where I'm from, man, well, this is where I'm from. You say, hey, man, where you from? Well, this is where I'm from. Thank you. One time I know a little bit about a lot of things, and I was working at a horse ranch, and my buddy Tom Vandenhoven, one of my favorite songwriters, he needed a job that summer, so I got him one, and he's a very handsome man. He kind of looks like if Russell Crowe and Tom Selleck had a baby. The ladies like him. And my boss was this, I'm pretty sure she was in that Garth Brooks song, like, that summer. She was like a hard woman, beautiful. You know that Garth Brooks song? Yeah. And we'd get there in the morning, and we'd race to get on the Kubota to see who. And I was quick that morning. I had my banjo, and she's like, we need this cottonwood cut down by the river. I'm like, grab the banjo, grab the chainsaw, put it in the bucket, jumped on the tractor, and Tom was like, God. And she's like, I need you to paint these horse jumps. And he's like, I'm like, I got it, dude. I got the day. And I drove down. I was like, yeah, chilling. Get down there, see the tree. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll cut this up. And then I looked at the banjo instead of the chainsaw, and I'm like, let me just play a little banjo first. And so I sat until lunchtime, and I wrote this song. And I drove the Kubota back up, and my boss said, she said, I didn't hear no cottonwood getting cut down. And I said, you're right about that, but I did write this song. So go ahead, play it for me. And I played it, and she's like, that is a good song. Now finish your lunch and go cut that cottonwood down. And she paid me a whole day's wages for that. This one goes out to her. But I remember this one thing she said about my best buddy Tom. She's like, man, he sure ain't worth a shit on a farm, but he is so easy on the eyes. Tom don't like that story. So I imagine myself moving to the city and what would happen. I went away off to city where it's fast and cold and ice. All alone with a million amount of people that didn't know my name, and I wore my suit and I was making lots of money, but it never soothed my soul. I felt a whole lot richer with the cool breeze from the river, make a dollar shiver in a poor boy's jeans, and I hear them songs, those lullabies from mama, they shine more than gold, and the confidence in the callous hands of papas, those callous hands of papas, they'd wipe away my tears. There's pretty girls on every corner, got somewhere to be. They ain't got no time, no, they ain't got no smiles for a country boy like me. And I'd walk right by and I'd smell the fancy perfume, but they never smell like you. When we spend them days there underneath the oak tree, the poem that you wrote me about the wind and the rain, and I'd brush your hair with the fingers that God gave me, that you would save me from never finding love. There's a minute walk, thousands of miles, millions of miles with their heads hanging down. When that sun don't shine, it's gonna soggy up your spirit, it'll hold you down. But them boys back home just dancing all night, kicking guitars and banjos, picking them homegrown songs, and fires would burning. Nights would last forever. I wish they'd last forever, 'cause Lord, I miss them so. I went away off to city where it's fast and cold and ice. All alone I was making lots of money, but it never was my home. Thanks. And coincidentally, oh man, I almost said it right. It's one of those words I have trouble with. Coincidentally. Coincidentally. Oh, I got it. My grandfather lived next door to Connie out in the country, and so when me and Tom would be working out there, my grandpa, he'd be like mending fence, and we'd go and stop and help him, and he would say, "I kind of got a new stud." So my I hear kind of got a new stud. He died. I mean, that was clear. You learn to understand things when I don't think I get it. Like, yeah, okay, I'll be there Thursday at 3. No problem. Man, a few words, Walter. But we were working at that farm, and then Walt passed away. It was on a New Year's Eve. I think it was somewhere around 2010 or 11, and it was a blue moon on New Year's Eve. I don't know if you remember that one. But, yeah, he went and fed all his cattle, and he went in to get a surgery done, and when they opened him up, they found that he was just riddled with cancer everywhere, and he just went into cardiac arrest, and they brought him back enough. And then he put a blood clot in his brain and said, "I ain't coming back. No. And so they kept him alive so the whole family could say their goodbyes. And then they took him off life support, and he worked another 10-hour day on his own. And it was one of the most beautiful things. And me and Tommy went in there to say our goodbyes. And my grandma was sitting there, and Walt was having a hard time, and he's like, and she'd go, "Oh, don't you worry, I'm still here. I'm your sweetheart. It's me, I'm your sweetheart." And we just started like, oh, God, that's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. And we decided that, and my grandma's like, "You boys have a show tonight. Go play it. Say your goodbyes, go play it." And we're like, all right. Said our goodbyes, and then right when the magic hour hit, before the blue moon started rising, Walter died when my buddy Tom was playing a song called John B. Stetson Hat. I got my honky-tonk girl, my John B. Stetson hat, and it was one of the most, my dad called me, he's like, he's gone. Right in the middle of that song, and it was like, man, this guy is so cool. Like, he goes out the coolest way. And I wrote this song. It's called Waltz It. Our cattle brand is IT. And his license plate always said Waltz It. And I'm like, he is it, man. Growing up as a kid, I'm like, he is it, man. Then I got older, I'm like, oh, Waltz It. That's awesome. Funny how that happens, huh? So this is Waltz It. My dad asked to play at his funeral, and I was like, I don't like these gigs, man. I don't know what to play. And so I wrote this. My buddy Tommy V chimed in on it, too. So this is our song to Walter. It's called Waltz It. He was Cattleman of the Year, 1985, California. Another bead of sweat for the ring around my hat. Another kiss from my sweetheart, and I'll go. I've never been the kind to sit around too much. I'm saddled up, I'm gonna ride this one out. By the magic hour, boys, you'll hear my song. By the light of the blue moon, friends, I'll be gone. Just remember me like that old oak tree, and I will shade you in this hot summer sun. It's been quite a party, a hell of a long haul, and easy street I never did find. But I weren't ever looking, 'cause I had ma's cooking and that herd to watch over my whole life. About a magic hour, boys, you'll hear my song. By the light of the blue moon, friends, I'll be gone. Just remember me like that hawk on a wing, and when you can't see, boys, hell, I'll be your eyes. When you walk through these hills and that cold wind blows and that high lonesome coyote howls alone, and when your day comes, your journey begins, I'll have this fire waiting for y'all when you come on home. Magic hour, boys, you'll hear my song. By the light of the blue moon, friends, I'll be gone. Just remember me like that old oak tree, and I will shade you in this hot summer sun. To Walter. If you ever went to I don't know, I think maybe 19. She was like 36 years old, I think, this horse. Her name was Cricket. She became very famous. So if I live between San Francisco and Yosemite, so if you like flew into San Francisco and drove up to Yosemite, there used to be this old buckskin mare that just stood at this place called Lover's Leap. That's where our cattle were every day, all day, forever. And my grandpa bought her at a horse auction in Tulare, and she was a young mare, and brought her home, and she was, and he'd like try to tie her up, and she'd pull the fence off and just make a ruckus. He's like, God, I like the spirit of this horse. God damn. And then one day he told me, he's like, I don't know. I just took her up the tack room. I took the lead, just dropped the lead. That was, I took her to the tack room, and I didn't tie her up. I dropped the lead just to see. And he went into the tack room, and he walked out with the saddle, and he said, she was looking at me, and she said, so what was it you wanted me to do? And he's like, oh, okay. And you never tied this horse up. She was just like, I'm here, you know. And it was kind of a family lesson. You don't tie Taylor up. No, I'm just kidding. Kind of. I don't know what that means, but it's kind of true. So my dad and my uncles rode her in high school, and then I rode her when I was a little kid, and she was my horse, and then my cousins rode her. She was just this beautiful, buckskin horse I was. And then she just, when we turned her out to pasture, I always thought she was waiting for me. My dad's like, I always thought she was waiting for me, too. And there's children's stories written about her. She's in articles. You can look her up, Cricket. She was a fantastic horse. And I wrote this song called Buckskin Mare. Stood that old buckskin by the side of the road, sway back and smiling in the golden hills, home where the lovers would leap together in pain, hitched to a love that fathers couldn't tame. And the nightfall would come like the dark of her mane. She'd sleep by an oak till the sun shone again, and the river would flow, keeping secrets in the cold, while that buckskin mare stood by the side of the road. She'd dream of a cowboy whose heart was the same, strong and so humble, but it never tamed. And the coyotes would howl, the cattle would moan, the hawks would soar high as the cold wind would blow, and together they'd sing the songs of the old, while that buckskin mare stood by the side of the road. Laughter of children would bring her back when not even hell could catch her, 'cause she ran like the wind. And the love that she gave, the love she received, well, the dances around her roadside grave, where that cowboy who loved her, he buried her low, that old buckskin mare by the side of the road. That old buckskin mare stood by the side of the road. There's like this monument for if you ever travel in that area. Right when you get past Lover's Leap there out of Oakdale, take a left into Knight's Ferry and you'll be like, oh, it's like Bishop Hill. How about it? Except they don't let me use the community center. Big jerks. Oh, there's a lot of stories there. That's why I live in a van named Shadowfax. Goodbye, cruel world. I give you now all I got to home. I'm going away. I'm just kidding. I'll be back next month. I kind of try to theme this up. So in Oakdale, when I was just starting to play music and I was terrible. I still might be terrible. I can't gauge anything, but I definitely know that I wasn't doing what I'm doing now back then. I was in a bar with a banjo, and people were like, "Can you shut this kid up?" And I'm like, I know I'm not good, but I need to get good. Let me sing. But I met this lady, her name was Sandy Rogers, and every year Bill Kirchen would come play, and then all these old school heads from the 70s, and Commander Cody, and then I'm like, this is Sandy. Like, she lived down the street from me, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Holy cow. This is the famous Sandy Rogers to me, because there's a movie called Reservoir Dogs. And Stephen Wright's like, you're listening to the sounds of the 70s. And then he would play this one song. Well, he's a fool for love. I'm like, I know that song. And she's like, I wrote that, homie. And I'm like, oh, God, okay. This is my neighbor, Sandy Rogers. So I just started calling her. She gave me her home, like when we talked on home phones. I'm like, okay, what's this thing about publishing? She's all, son, you don't need to know anything about this. You're terrible. And I'm like, I know I'm terrible, but I don't plan on being terrible forever. But these are questions I need to know. And she would tell, and then, through all of this, my favorite, author and poet and actor is Sam Shepard, and I was seriously like, and then one day she's like, that's my brother Steve. And me and my friends are obsessed with Sam Shepard. It's darkness and yeah. And I'm like, hold the phone, Sandy. Sam Shepard is your brother? And she's all, yeah, it's my brother Steve. Yeah, true. Steve Rogers, Sam Shepard. And then I started talking to her. I'm like, okay, so and she's like, and after a while she's like, yeah, I don't think you should meet him. Like, you guys are, you might need a restraining order. And I'm like, Sandy, you can't just drop this on me out of all these years. And so there's a movie called Fool for Love, and it's got Harry Dean Stanton, Sam Shepard. It's a beautiful play too, and she does the whole soundtrack to it. And I'm like, oh my, you've been my neighbor since I was a little kid. This is insane. And so she told me that Sam had LAS, and Lou Gehrig's disease. Before anybody knew it, it was real quiet. And she's like, yeah, it's going quick. And I was like, oh damn. And and then he passed away, and I wrote this song because he's my hero. This one goes out to Sam Shepard. If you heard me on the radio, I played it earlier today, somewhere around Erie or Erie. I'm not sure. Nobody told me. Is it Erie or Erie? Erie? Erie. Okay, cool. That's what I thought it was. Erie. I never got to meet him, no. But him and me and his sister. If I ever met him, I'd be like, how's your sister doing? Never got to do it. She would laugh with you just like that, too. She's beautiful. She moved to Idaho. I tried to see her, but too tight of a schedule. This one's called Here's to You, Sam. There's this one movie in particular. Harry Dean Stanton's one of our favorite actors of all time. He's been in everything cool, just like Sam Shepard. And Harry Dean Stanton went up. I think Sam used to type in New Mexico somewhere at a library. And you could walk in and hear it. I think on one of these clippers, and Harry Dean would find him, and he's like, yeah, Sam, I'm just tired of being a character actor. I want to be a lead. And he's like, funny you should say that. I'm writing this movie called Paris, Texas, and you're the lead. And it's one of my favorite movies of all time, and my buddies. That's when we got really obsessed and got the restraining order. But there's this one scene that is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, and to me and my buddies. And so this one, here's to you, Sam. Thanks for hearing the stories out tonight. I feel like I'm home, so it's like, but nobody knows I'm bullshitting here. Sister cities. I wrote this on just a little history here. I know I got the Swedish history of this town, which was amazing. And this is all amazing, but 1852. The general store started in Knights Ferry, California. It was like 2 miles down from the southern mines when they hit 1848 gold rush. It's an interesting story, but it's the longest consecutive running business in California. It's never shut down since 1852. And turns out it's the greatest place on earth. And Rick's Saloon's there, and if you go on the steps, there's a big old giant salmon, and it says bait and tackle. And this is where I wrote this song, sitting on the steps, smoking cigarettes, and drinking Bloody Marys in a cup. Rick does something with gin and fish sauce. I don't know. There's like no other kind of Bloody Mary. Have I enticed you enough to visit my hometown? Sam left us the other day, and I just found out this morning. I called my buddy John up in Oregon. How I wish he was here in California. We'd watch Paris, Texas with Tommy V and Jimmy Bean. And I'm sure we'd all be plenty drunk by the time it got to our scene. And we'd sit there in silence as tears rolled down our cheeks. And we'd raise our glass to you, Sam, right when Harry Dean started to speak. Sister Sandy just to see how she was doing. She said she'd be fine with her glass of wine and she'd be coming home real soon. And we'd sit down by the water and pick guitars all night long. And I'm sure we'd all be plenty drunk by the time she sang his song. Sit there in silence as morning time drew near, and we'd raise our glass to you, Sam, as this river took her tears. Went through an old box of mine that I swore I kept it in, but I couldn't find that old book of yours. I must have lent it to my friend. But I recall this story in it of a cowboy coming home, staring at all the things on his wall, realizing what he'd become. I just sat there in silence, trying to remember your words. And I raised a glass to you, Sam, as you rode off to find the herd. I just remember this story. One time I played it. It was a fresh song, and I played it somewhere. And my son, he's 25 years old, and he's a great musician too. And he walked up. He's all, "Dude, you gave me that book." Well, give it back. He's all, "No." I'm like, fair enough. Cruising Paradise. It's great. I know, Sam Shepard. Yeah, here's the Sam. Like, how about that? He's from Bishop Hill? Okay. All right. Yeah. Way to Google during the set. Hey. Oh, yeah, he was Noah's dad in the Notebook. Have you ever had a girlfriend break up with you because she watched The Notebook? I have. Guess I'm not that cool. Oh, yeah, it's a strong book. Strong book. Yeah. Yeah. Which one? What's the best line? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's so true. Well, you know, you can't. Okay, look at you're Googling, and now you're... All right. I think I'm only on the third song here. We do. We got two sets. This is... Let me know when I get to the... all right. I'm just going to play them all. This song is... So we have this gang back home. Pretty deadly. Not my moped gang. That's the dangerous one. So back home in Knights Fair, we have the longest covered bridge that side of Mississippi. It's a true story. It was President Grant used to hang out, and his wife actually, the house in, we got history too, okay? Swedes. You old Swedes. I'm a Swede too. But I don't know what I was talking about. But we were talking about we had this gang, and we would write songs every week. Like every week we would be like, I started with my buddy Tommy V, who's got the restraining order from Sam Shepard too. We'd write a song every week, and so something would happen, and it would be like, The Notebook. I'd be like, I guess that's this week's song. So pretty much all these songs I'm playing are from this game we've been playing since 2003. Yeah, it's a fun gang. No. Well, it was a crucial time when she did break up with me. I think I might have... I'm saying, my son was just a little... I think he was like 6 years old, and he was running around this taqueria. And he said, Dad, they had this little maze. I I ran the wrong way. He's all, wrong way to run. That's a good weaker. And I'm like, damn, son, hell yeah. And this is what I wrote. I'm like, yeah, young blood, I like that. And if you're into like techno dance music, he goes by Groovy Gandalf. Please subscribe and like. Nice. Even if I say subscribe and like, I gotta mess up. This is on. Please prescribe and like. Nah. Come on, man. Get it together, man. Stop it. Shut up, both of you. Some mountains in men are bigger than you think. Some rivers so fast till you can't take a drink. Burdens so heavy you can't help but sink. And that ocean's with its chains on one too many link. I'm a laid back one and I've been one so long. I ain't perfect, you can tell by my songs. Brothers, forgive me for all of my wrongs. Good Lord's calling and it's time to go home. Say what you will and do what you must. That rain's coming soon, boys, gonna clear up this dust. And I ain't had a home in so very long, but I'm heading to the house now and I'll leave the light on. 'Cause I'm a laid back one and I've been one so long. I ain't perfect, you can tell by my songs. Brothers, forgive me for all my wrongs. Good Lord's calling and it's time to go home. I just realized this song's about Jake Spoon. I'll describe that later. Wore out my shoes and that wrong way to run. I blistered my skin working hard in the sun. Supper's almost over and I done cleaned my plate. There's a light shining yonder and I don't think I'll wait. 'Cause I'm a laid back one and I've been one so long. I ain't perfect, you can tell by my songs. Brothers, forgive me for all of my wrongs. Good Lord's calling and it's time to go home. I hear calling and it's time to go home. All right, let me describe that, because this is very poignant. And children, thank you for hanging out here, wherever the children are. My eyes are not open. Walter, who's this? Nice. Walter and Nora, I'm Willy. Thanks for hanging out. There's this book called Lonesome Dove. It's by a man named Larry McMurtry. It's probably one of the most poignant, beautiful stories I ever told. And me and good Dr. Jared, if you want to get a sticker, go, at the end of the night, get yourself a free sticker. He's got hot deals. Especially for the kids, he's got hot deals all around. But we started, was that February 27th, and we started I don't think we did The Hobbit, did we? We started with Lord of the Rings, into Twin Towers, into Return of the King. We're going to revisit The Hobbit just for fun later. And then we bought some terrible books that took up way too many hours of our travel. And we went in the end, you know. I'm not going to describe them. Don't ask about it. Forget about them. And then we were in Montana. It's like, all right. Well, we started Dead Man's Walk. So it starts with Lonesome Dove, and then it goes into Dead Man's Walk, Comanche Moon. And so it's a prequel. So Lonesome Dove is like the third book, technically, kind of in the... So we decided to start with Dead Man's Walk, Comanche Moon, into Lonesome Dove, and now Streets of Laredo. So in Lonesome Dove, they start from Texas and go up to Montana. We started Lonesome Dove in Montana, and we're going to Texas. And we met last night on like just caffeine and glory. We met around Omaha, and they just got to Nebraska. And I'm like, what are the odds of that? Even just pretending, like you can even plan this out if you're mathematical, but we don't do that. We have our motto when we wake up every morning is endless opportunities of glory, baby. We punch each other's fists, endless opportunities of glory. But when that happened, it was like we're doing a reversal with our favorite story. And if you heard the radio, like we listen to these crazy stories because it's so hard to keep driving everywhere. You get a little tired, but you'll never be Texas Ranger tired. You'll never be Sam and Frodo tired. You'll never be Gandalf fighting the Balrog, baby, tired. So we keep going every day, and here we are. And the next song is called Gandalf's Blues. No. I forget what I was saying. Oh, but that was it. Like, just amazing that a story you're audio booking in a trilogy, a quadrilogy, and you meet right at the same point. They might have just been crossing Arkansas. We met in Nebraska. Anyhow. Song's about drinking. I did too, man. Oh, the whole point of the story is about Jake Spoon. Never mind. You just read the trilogy, and then we'll talk about it next time I come through. We'll talk about it next time. We're so engrossed in Lonesome Dove, I have to talk about it now. So, I'm serious. Has anybody read this book or no? Oh, you have. Okay, so yeah, you know what it's about? They're amazing. And so like my buddy Tom V is like, he likes to fancy himself as Gus, you know. And it's like, kind of a Woodrow, you know. But he's kind of a Jake Spoon too. And then I do the same thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty much a Woodrow. He's and then Dr. Jared, and so it's like all three of us were like, we have a little bit of all of them, but Dr. Jared is Woodrow, 100%. I'm definitely Gus, and Tom's Jake Spoon. I hope somebody recorded that. No, I'm not. I don't. He will fight me to the death. Is it really? No! Tommy! Come on, you know I'm joking, baby. That was a joke, man. You know me. You know me, Gus. I'm just joking. Is it really? Or was that a joke? Oh, no. Oh, okay. Okay. 3 cameras. Camera 1, camera 2. I can't wait to read the comments. He's full of shit. He's Jake Spoon. But I will say this, Tommy is, if I'm Gimli, that's Legolas, and Tommy V is Aragorn. So do that math. Wild, right? I hope there's a mathematician like, okay, carry the. I think that's like when that Matt Damon movie where he's a janitor. That's how you solve that one. Jared's Matt Damon. I'm Ben Affleck, and Tommy V is Robin Williams. I'm done with that. You got me nervous about people watching, man. I only speak the truth, man. Tommy, you know you're Charlie Goodnight. You gotta read the book. You know who Charlie Goodnight is. There's my drunken philosopher and my barstool poet. I've been sober for way too long. You probably don't even know them. They are a dangerous, beautiful. You might like them if you meet them. They whisper in my ears some nights, asking me to free them. Both searching for them barroom smokes, half dead in an ashtray. One slurring, one stumbling, both searching for some words to paint. We are a dangerous, beautiful. You might not want to feed us. We'll be screaming in your ears some nights, wondering why you freed us. Wondering why you freed us. We are a dangerous, beautiful. We are a dangerous, beautiful. Both love it when I steer us wrong. Well, that's when we sing along. It never takes too long for us to find that song. I am a dangerous, beautiful. I'm afraid that I need them. I've been drunk for way too long. Maybe I should just free them. Maybe I should just free them. We are a dangerous, beautiful. Maybe I should just free them. We are a dangerous, beautiful. We are a are a dangerous beautiful. We are a dangerous beautiful. We are a dangerous beautiful. I am a dangerous beautiful. I think I'll do one more and we take a break, or should I just run through? I mean, man, I appreciate it, man. Mikey, hey, yeah, I think I'm driving you guys crazy is all I'm doing. I'm gonna play one more and we'll take a break. That was on my new record called "The Great Western Hangover," and this next one's on it too. It's yeah. That's a complex question there, Kate. It's a presuppositional statement, was it? I know my law, dude. No. It's just, I don't know. Kids. This one's about my grandmother. Her name is Marjorie Gallagher. And it's from the Gallagher side of my family, from Ireland. If you ever saw the show called Shameless, they were the Gallaghers. That's my family. Yeah. Hey, do we have a call-in line? Camera 1 or camera 3? It's a true story. Yeah. Now you guys are wondering, huh? Google me, dude. Google it. Google it right during the song. But my grandma she married Walter, the one that waltz it. They got divorced. They had 4 children. She went down to Bakersfield. She was a crazy woman. And that's during the Bakersfield Sound. That's like Buck Owens. That's back. And she went wild and crazy. And 2 of the kids went with her. And my dad and my uncle stayed on the farm with Walt. And then Bill and Barbara went to Bakersfield. And they all had a different raising up. But she could never escape this town, Bakersfield. She'd always just keep coming back to it, even since she was a little girl. But when she moved down there in the early 60s with the 2 kids, and I think my dad was 12, and he's like, not me. I'm going back to the farm. And then Bill and Barbara were younger, and they had a hard time. Let's just say. The show was correct. Like, the Gallaghers were a crazy bunch. And this is called Sam's Lament. Bakersfield. It's from my grandma's point of view. Well, I got stuck here back in 61 when the children were still so young. Them honky-tonks were so damn fun. You should have seen me dancing. And all the booze and all the bins of dream taught my babies how to cry themselves to sleep. And the parties would last for weeks with those not-so-good timing men. I'd get mouthy and they'd get rough. Hell, most of them, they weren't that tough. I guess I couldn't get enough of the devil in this town. But if I had my way, I'd have just kept on driving. One last thing. Wouldn't wish that on anyone. Do not bury me in Bakersfield. I guess things they weren't always bad. Had them good times with that guitar man. He was gentle, never raised a hand. We shut down every bar. He would play that gypsy jazz. That big old man, he could make me dance. He gave this town everything he had, but it just weren't enough. So he moved me to the ocean blue. He said, Mama, now it's just me and you. And he died there in 82. And here I am again. But if I had my way, I'd have just kept on driving so far away. And now I'm here dying, and I'm crying for this one last thing. Don't bury me in Bakersfield. I know what I have done, but eternity in Bakersfield. Wouldn't wish that on anyone. Don't you dare bury me in Bakersfield. I know what I have done, but eternity in Bakersfield. Wouldn't wish that on anyone. Do not bury me in Bakersfield. All right, get yourself some of Jan's deviled eggs. We're going to take a quick little break, little potty break, and then if you want to talk to Dr. Jared about hot deals, he's got hot deals all day long. If you need to leave, if you got to catch the sitter or you got to do something, go ahead. I'll be back in about Let's give it up for the opener, Willy T. Now that the headliner's here, we're going to have a good party. I am real nostalgic about, we were just having a conversation outside. The reason that I'm standing before you is when I was 18 years old. Well, it started, my best friend since kindergarten, Margie. She was this girl, and I'm just like, me and you? Always. And even high school, like, we went to the high school dances. I remember being in the back of a Mustang, like, I want to kiss you so bad. I'm like 15 years old, and I'm ready. But I won't, because I respect you, because your dad will probably shoot me. And then her dad gave me a job as a carpenter shortly after, and I'm like, yeah, you would have shot me. And I learned the carpenter trade. And then when I was 18, when we graduated, she's all, I've been telling you about this music festival since 1982. We were in second grade, and you haven't believed me. This whole time I'm like, it's not that I haven't believed you. I just didn't understand it. It was like you're speaking Portuguese or something. She's Portuguese, by the way. I just didn't understand what you were saying. Like, I got Guns N' Roses concerts to go to. Leave me be. And then when we graduated, she's like, here is 2-day tickets for Saturday. It's a festival up in Yosemite, right under Hetch Hetchy Dam. You're cool. Just come in. And I did. And it was like during the afternoon, they have this afternoon break. And I'm like, wow, there's a lot of people up here. 7,000 people or something. I'm like, wow, this is like cool stuff. Me and my buddy, you know, dirtbags. Just leave it at that. Dirtbaggerish. Mid-90s dirtbaggery. I remember driving my Crown Victoria, velour seats, 85. Not bad, huh? Through, and people are like, hey, buddy, what's going on? And I'm like, I got a ticket, man. And they're like, yeah, there's a line, Holmes. Not me. Taking it. Wow, what was that kid running in front of us? Dirtbaggerish. Just didn't have an idea of what, like, life should be. I was like, you know, I've been kind of fighting in the trenches a little bit. And we got there, and I walked out into this meadow, and I saw this stage, and I saw this meadow, and I walked through this camp, and people were playing music. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And I'm like, oh, this is a Guns N' Roses stage. Like, this is a serious situation. I mean, you have my attention. You have my, and I had a full backstage, and I remember meeting this guy backstage, and I'm like, I forgot to buy a smoke. Dirtbaggers. And so I saw this guy was smoking my brand. And I asked him for one. He's like, yeah, no problem. And then I'm like, hey, this is neat, huh? An 18-year-old kid, like, this dude, I wouldn't give an 18-year-old kid a cigarette these days, unless, I mean, he was really convincing. Maybe I was convincing, but I think it was a different time. He's like, I was a dirtbag too. Yeah, here's a smoke. And then I went, and my friend's like, oh, you made it. We sit in the front stage, and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I'm in the backstage, okay. And I sat, and this dude came on with he had a black, like, denim cut-off sleeves, a weird hat that looks like maybe a truck ran over it, and some Ray-Ban sunglasses, and a beard that was, like, down here. And I'm like, I like this dude's style, man. And I think he hitchhiked to the festival. And I was like, all right. And then he just started. And I remember every word and every moment he did at every time. And that's why I'm standing in front of you, because I had no idea. I didn't even know how to play music. I was like, and I watched this guy, and his name was Greg Brown. Iowa boy. Y'all know Greg Brown? Yeah, he just retired again. Yeah. I'll end up at his place, man. But it blew me away so much. I was just like, the feelings I had, I'm like, what is this? Like, yes. And it was my come to Jesus moment. I'm like, I don't know how to do that, but I will spend the rest of my life trying to do that. And here I am. Like, here's the Greg Brown. And we were talking about Greg Brown. I know the territories. I'm listening to Lonesome Dove's territory. I had a Greg Brown, it's a Blue Duck territory. Greg Brown territory. This is a song about, I sing about love, baseball, and death and dogs a lot. This is Death. It's a friend of mine who, the tradition of their family for centuries is to wash the body when somebody dies, prepare the body for death. And this is new to me. Again, dirtbaggery. Just raised in the Pepsi generation. Like, yeah, E.T. was cool. Stand By Me was awesome. E.T. scared me. Stand By Me was cool. I don't know if anybody understands that, but yeah, they were designing us for the Spielberg generation. And but he told me this story, and I helped him move out to Nevada, where we're live, right? I shouldn't talk about things like this. This song's about tradition. You know what I mean? Like, but it's an intimate story of like my friend, like, buried his parents and washed their body, you know, and he washed his wife's body like shortly after he told me that story, and I'm like, that's amazing. Like, can I wash my mom's body and brush her hair and get her ready? And I'm like, yeah, you know, like, I think I can after this. But it was never a thought in my brain, you know. And it was, I felt this ancient presence, like when his wife died. And I knew her very well, too. And he was like, I'm going to wash her body. And in the morgue, I remember the morgueman said, no, you don't want to go see her. She died in a pretty horrific accident. And he's like, no, I'm going to go wash my wife's body. And I was like, holy shit. And that kind of one of those moments of like, who are you as a person? Like, are you, how true are you to love? Are you afraid of the darkest parts of it? And my friend showed me, like, no, he said, get out of my way. I'm going to go wash my wife. And he did. And I wrote this song because I thought about it I still think about it all the time. Because I don't know if, like, that seems crazy, you know? But I think I can now. Like, you know, after all these years, like, yeah, I love that person so much. The whole biscuit. Wash my body. tender and slow. Kiss my lips, my love, and lay me low. My lone journey, it has begun. You weep for me now, then weep for me none. Find cool waters, let your sorrows drain. Live like the river, my love, and welcome the rain. Yes, you will join me, but not now. Just trust in these waters, let go and drift on down. Just drift on down. And at this new dawn, you will rise, you will rise. It's all just new, my love, nothing ever dies. You live like the sun, and thy will be done. And when darkness comes, just shine, my precious one. Shine for me. I'm gonna go off the charts. There used to be this lady named Bert, and she ran this liquor store called Bert's Liquor Store. And from my house, you can ride through the grapevines on a good day, but I got a Huffy bike, and all my friends had GTs and Diamondbacks and cool shit, but got a Huffy, and I'm like, you know what? I'm the kind of guy that I'm cool with a Huffy. I'm not gonna stress out. I'll spray paint it, make it look cool. But we would go buy candy from Bert, and it turns out her husband's name was Bert, and he died, and she drove like this yellow Studebaker, and she had a Aquanet red hair and a muumuu. And we little kids were like, "Hi, Bert," and she's like, "Hello, boys." I didn't find out her name wasn't Bert. That was her husband's name years ago. But all the Hispanic workers and all the cowboys, like, they could cash checks, and she'd be like, "Pay me for the beer later," you know, kind of thing. But she wouldn't take pennies. I'd spend hours rolling pennies. Like, she'll take these pennies because I rolled them 50 cents. That's $1. That's a lot of candy. And she's like, "Sorry, babe, I don't take pennies." So we started doing this thing where it started at Christmas one year where I had this idea. I'm like, let's go Christmas carol. Because I went with somebody and they gave us cookies. I'm like, I think people give you things like when you Christmas carol. So it was me and my stepbrother and my friend Tim and my brother. And my brother does not sing to this day. Like, but he's like, "I need some candy, man." Like, and so you're like, "Ring Christmas bells, merrily ring now, Jesus is King." And we'd knock on every door of the day. And an old lady would come out and we'd be like, "Ring Christmas bells, merrily ring." And my brother would be like, I'm like, "God." And then she would give us like $2 and we'd be like, next house. Boom. And we made like $40 or something. And it was like, and now we have So it'd be like Easter. We're like, ring Christmas bells, really ring. Yeah. We didn't realize there was different holidays to sing. But then we take that money, we take our bounty, and we ride our bikes to Bert's Liquor. And I loved that the candy cigarettes they were gum ones, not the chalk ones. They were gum, and you could like grab one and go and blow some powdered sugar out. Like, these are cool. That was my jam, and some Chico sticks. But I'm a Tootsie Roll guy in the end. Yeah, who would have known? That was my staple. You know? And so when I got older, and I saw Greg Brown, I saw the whole thing, and then I heard somebody say, "You just sing about things you know about." And I'm like, I don't know about much, but I do remember Bert. And I wrote this song. It was like the first song I ever wrote. It's called Candy Cigarettes. And I played it on a 5-string banjo, and I'd go down to Shively's on Catfish Night, and people would go, "Can you shut this kid up?" Like, I'm like, "No, I think it's good. I don't know how to play it yet, but it's gonna be good." And I remember this one like drunk mom was like, "It is good, man. This is good." I'm like, "See?" This one goes out to her, man. If I had 50 cents, I'd ride my bike to the corner store, buy myself some candy cigarettes like the ones that make you look like you're smoking for real. One day I fooled my grandma really good. She thought that I was really smoking. She threw her hands upon her hips and she smiled really big when she found out that I was only joking. So I handed my grandma a candy cigarette and both sat down and started toking. Well, that's a day that I will never forget, when we hotboxed her bathroom with those candy cigarettes. I love them, I need them, I'm addicted to candy cigarettes. How I want them, how I long for them. I'm addicted to candy cigarettes. This is where I play like shitty harmonica. Shively, can you get this kid out of here? My wife keeps rubbing her boobs on. True story. One day I took my cigarettes to school. I was sitting on the playground. I was looking pretty cool. The yard duty came up, she said, "Bring those here, son." I said, "These aren't real cigarettes." She said, "Yeah, but that's gum. I want them, I need them. I'm addicted to candy cigarettes. How I love them, how I long for them. I'm addicted to candy cigarettes." Imagine that out-of-tune banjo, huh? Perseverance, baby. stepbrother Jason and my friend Tim, we were riding our bikes down Tioga Lane. I said, hey guys, is it alright if we just stop by the store, 'cause I gotta pick me up a pack of smokes? They said, yeah, that's alright, we're thirsty anyways, so we got ourselves a few bottles of root beer. And we grabbed our beer and we grabbed our smokes and we headed back to Tim's house to go swimming. His mom was there. She made us lunch, grilled cheese and chips and a bowl full of punch. And with our bellies full, our afternoon free, we decided to go lay around in our house in the tree. And we pulled out our smokes, 'cause you know it's the best when you pull out a smoke while your food digests. How I want them, how I need them. I'm addicted to candy cigarettes. How I love them, how I long for them. I'm addicted to candy cigarettes. Well, smoke 'em if you got 'em. Well, smoke 'em if you got 'em. None of these are on this list so far. I'll try one that it's on the new record. It's a love song I wrote for a lady I used to run with. And she asked me one time, she's like, how come you never like my friend's girl, like, does he just sit and like sing you songs he writes to you and stuff? I'm like, oh. And she's like, yeah, how come you don't like write me songs? I'm like, oh, 'cause we're still together. And why would I write a song about you? That's just foolishness. But then I was like, wow, that's pretty dirtbaggish. Okay. I'm like, all right, I got this. She went to work. She went to work waitressing, paying for me as a musician. Nah, we paid, yeah, probably true. But I wrote her a song and I was really proud of it. I'm like, I think this is like, I'm just honest, baby. This is how we are. And I played it for her and she said, really, dude? And I was like, oh. Yeah, we're not together anymore. I thought it was like, you did it, man. You really spoke your heart. This one's called Champagne on Ice. Easy ain't the word for us. Never had quite enough cuss, not enough grit for that shit we love, mama. So go if you don't wanna stay. I know you're gonna find your way. It's never too late. Damn, baby, you're looking great. And I'll be here while you are there. I'll be picking in my rocking chair, smoking reefer, thinking about Latifah and drinking wine. Oh, it's never been hard for us to find another good time. That's right. We had passes. Hers was Chris Robinson and mine was Queen Latifah. obviously had a better chance with Chris Robinson than I did with Queen Latifah so far. Anyhow, classy ain't the word for us. Stale bourbon and cigarette butts in our dirty van with our dirty hands and our dirty plans. And I'll go if I don't want to stay. You know I'm gonna find my way. It's never too late. Yeah, Mama, I'm feeling great. You'll be there while I am here. You'll be sipping on a fancy beer, and you'll be dancing with something handsome and feeling nice. It's never been hard for us to find another good time, yeah. But you be you, and I'll be me, the way we're supposed to be, and maybe, baby, we get that champagne on ice. It's never been hard for us to have a good time. So you be you, and I'll be me, the way we're supposed to be, and maybe, baby, we get that champagne on ice. It's never been hard for us to have a good time. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm single, ladies. It's hot licks. Can you guys come to my front row every show? Oh, Mikey and Gene, there they are. Yeah, you're on every list. Just if you see me playing, be like, I think we're on the list. Like, are you Mike and Jane? Oh yeah. Oh, you got front row seats. You're there too, Kate. I got a couple more here. Listen, still trivia night over there at the. We might. Yeah, we might. Oh, nice. That was quick. Oh, so I saw after an hour they all left and they were pointing. I'm like, oh, they were just pre-gaming trivia. Nope, they all drove off. Yeah. You tell your daughter on Friday nights, man. Big party going on, deviled eggs, all of it, man. Okay, let's do it. Stevie, you out there? Steve McLean. We just designed this on the fly tonight. I have this song called 69 Malibu. And he drove a 65 Malibu in high school, and it sits in his garage. And at one time, I think he gave me a bitch in El Camino. Because they should have. It's a bitch in El Camino. But look. Oh, yeah. But check this out. He walked up and said, this amp only has one notch, and it's nasty. Because there's a hot solo in this action. I'm going to have to clear the stage. Clear the stage. There's top shred going on. But I wanted to write a 1980s summer power hit. Because I'm a young kid in the 80s, Pepsi generation. And I realized every song was D, A, B minor, and G. With or without you. All of them are 69. So I designed this song with one of my friends from the Rainbow Girls, Caitlin. Told her about it. And there's a hot solo involved, and oh yeah. Good enough for the yeah, good enough for the girls we've on, Ruth. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Just feel it out, man. The hot part's the solo. He put the amps. Yeah, this is gonna be hot. Camera 1, camera 2. If any of my friends are watching, are like, yeah, he's about going downhill right now. No, it's what you think. We're about to take it uphill. Huh. That's kind of a conundrum. Wait, things are going downhill. We're like, everything's downhill from here, uphill. You guys know what I'm saying? Like, I never really put that together. Some, man, I can't wait to go uphill from here. Shit went downhill, man. Isn't that good? No. So did it go uphill? I don't know. I just found a crinkle and she moved from Omaha to her cousins in Santa Cruz. It was 1981. She had a 69 Malibu. Her daddy never made it back from Nam, even though he said he would. She tried to raise her mama right, the best that a good girl could. And she left it all behind to see what she could find. She rode into town that night, feeling freer than her red hair blowing in the wind. It's when I met her at a rock and roll show, and we got down. I never felt so high, just getting down. We rode a joint, drove around. I took her to a beach downtown. We laid till the sun came up. We both couldn't get enough. That summer was a heart attack. She taught me about Kerouac. I taught her about Ramblin' Jack. She taught me how to make love. I taught her how to surf. I met her at a rock and roll show, and we got down. I never felt so high, just getting down. Guitar. Oh, yeah, you did. She told me that her mama got sick. She had to go move back home. I was a complete mess. She was a perfect wreck, and it was a long goodbye. I never held something so tight. She rode out of town that night. I just keep thinking of those blue eyes that never look back. When I met her at a rock and roll show, and we got down, I never felt so high, just getting down. Yeah, I met her at a rock and roll show, and we got down. I never felt so high, just getting down. I never felt so high, just getting down. Stephen McLean. When's the last time you saw an amp around the neck? Want to do this one? I waited till he walked out. 2 chords of vermouth, man. Yeah. This one's in C minor and A sharp or B flat. I don't know. I don't know what territory I'm in. I like B flat because of Goonies. So even if it's A sharp, I always say B flat. Thank you guys for coming out. And and this is a true story. We drove 1,088 miles to get here. And but yesterday we were in Sheridan, Wyoming. I think we drove like 800 miles listening to Lonesome Dove. And then we drank a bunch of caffeine the whole way. And we're like, oh, we'll just get to the hotel. And then we get to the hotel and we just lay there and think about deviled eggs. And then our alarms go off and we're like, fuck, and here we go. So you're seeing a different branch of the mushroom. We're tired, man. We're tired. This song's about my hometown, Knights Ferry, that I told you about. Sister Sadeh. But you guys, so you know when I said it said bait and tackle? You guys are the bait and tackle choir. Not the tabernacle choir. You are the bait and tackle choir tonight. And if you lost something, if you feel some grief about something, if something's holding you down, I wrote this song because it was we had a lot of grief going on in our town, and we needed to stand there on the steps of this store and be the bait and tackle choir. And we sang until we felt better. That's what we're doing here. And it's called Knights Ferry. It's called Bishop's Hill. Bishop Hill. It's where Swedes like to stay. It's the sweetest place on earth. You can take that to the newspaper. Well, there's a town upon a river where you might lose your liver, and the ghosts might make you shiver when you walk alone. Oh, in the water It's deep down in the water. Yes, it's in the water. Wine it keeps on bringing them town folks out a singing, while the church bell keeps on ringing, trying to call us home. Oh, in the water, it's deep down in the water. Yes, it's in the water. That's the words there. And the rain, it keeps on dumping, and them fish, they keep on jumping, and the blood that keeps on pumping right through the vein. Oh, in the water, it's deep down in the water. Yes, it's in the water. We got it, here we go. It's deep down in the water. Yes, it's in the water. You can keep on running, them buzzards feed on something, and that death, it keeps on coming, 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 coming. Oh. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. Steve Clark. Nah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for putting up with the shenanigans. God bless you. One more? I'll do one more. So it's called Stinky Pinky. No, I'm just kidding. This one's called The Ballad of Juan Moore. I still need to write that one. Play Juan Moore. I'm like, yes. It's known as The Ballad of Juan Moore. Appreciate that. Thank you. I just Eddie Moneyed my hat. My friend said he saw Eddie Money at the fair. And he threw his harmonica out. And then he came back. Can I get my harmonica back? Fair enough. I didn't ask for my hat back. But you did Eddie Money me. Speaking of Eddie Money, I got a jam. This song's about working all week. And then when the weekend comes, you're like, let's go. Exactly. Our real life begins. Boom. Doing this BS thing, man, to get the ducats to go. Let's go. This one's called What'd You Do Last Weekend? Well, did you gather enough stories from your weekend vacation to the mountains or the cities? Did you party? Did you kick back? All right. Well, did you gather enough stories to get you through the week? From your weekend vacation to the mountains or the city? Did you party? Did you kick back? Did you drink beer and skate, shoot, or hit the strip clubs, martinis, lots of cocaine, lots of PTs? Did your uncle buy a new quad so you ride it through the hills? Did you barbecue and play hold'em with Jim, Marty, Bob, and Phil? Did your sister need a sitter so you stayed home and made cookies? Did the pretty girl from the coffee shop finally give you nookie? Did you get to that project that you started last winter? Did it end up Sunday night with a nice Sunday dinner? Did you go back to do what you do? Will these stories just help you pull on through until your weekends and your real life begins? Did you play chess with your granddad? Did he win? Was he tricky? Did you drink too much Jim Beam and wind up with some hickeys? Did you go see your favorite band? Did they play your favorite song? Was that monster truck show sweet? Did your cousin tag along? Did you go to Burning Man and eat some acid and run naked? Were you foolish with a fragile heart? Did you bend it? Did you break it? Did you stay home with the wife and watch some old Cusack movies? Did she finally get in the mood? Did she pull out her baby? Did you try to sneak that one in there? Did you smoke a bunch of grass and trip out on the government? Did you go to some fancy lecture and you still don't know what the hell it meant? It's a good rhyme. Thank you, Kate. Did you sit and play guitar on your porch, and your neighbor came up and was like, man, you say Kenny? God damn, man. He left early this morning. Shit. Was he with one-armed Barbara, man? She just keeps hanging around, man, like a farting overall, just stinking the fucking place up, man. Took the baby stroller and the car battery. And my fishing pole. He's been bent, man. And what was that song you're playing? Sounded like Eddie Money to me, man. Eddie Money's badass. Well, I was just sitting out here playing. Nah, man, that sounded like Eddie Money, dude. When me and Kenny were in county, shit, we used to roll the duckers, man. And we had this joke, and it'd just be both of us, and like we'd roll some craps, and Kenny go, 2 decades in a paradise. I didn't even know what the shit it meant, man, till one of our barber had explained to me. That's just funny though, man. He was so pumped, dude. Kenny loves him, man. I don't know names of the songs and shit, but we went to the county fair, and he was out there, man. Fucking bite ass. Eddie Money's just playing his shit, and he takes his harmonica, finishes the song, throws it out, man. Kenny just does this kind of ninja move off my knee, because he can't jump like he used to, because when we were kids, a hula popper ripped his nutsack open, man. Hell, I didn't even know he's behind me taking a pisser, man. I didn't know his pedal was out. All of a sudden, I'm just like, cake, bam, all of a sudden, chucking nut meat, man, hanging off a hula popper. Drops right in the goddamn pond. Boom, next thing you know, 5-pounder, man. On it. Kenny's screaming, blood's everywhere. I'm like, hold on, Kenny, I'll pull this one in. Kenny's holding his nuts, man, and I'm holding a 5-pound bass. We're walking back to town. I was like, oh, this is a hell of a day. Shit. I guess you could say Kenny was the first one to ever have a podcast. I don't even know what that means, man. Kenny made that joke up. God, he's all pissed off, man. We're supposed to go trade that battery at Waffle. Man, can you give me a ride to Waffle House, dude? Because we're trading a space heater and a fucking go-kart for that El Camino battery, man. I hope he don't trade a goddamn fishing pole. Shit. You mind if I go through your ashtray? And looks like you got a couple halfies here. Yeah, I'll take that one. You got smoking over here. Oh, shit, I'll take that one. Yeah, man, get in the van. I'll take you down there. Did you go back to do what you do? Will these stories just help you pull on through until your weekends and your real life begins? Thanks, I'm Willy T. Thanks, buddy. And a good night to you.